Hey yo, what it do, man? Mr. Cheeks in the building, LB fan.
Check it out, man. This is Blase. This is S.TREET.
This your boy J-Rock.
DJ Color TV.
DJ Cool KG. You know what you gotta do for me? You gotta respect the DJ, man.
You already know, man. Respect the DJ.
Respect the DJ.
Respect the DJ with DJ Swift.
With DJ Swift and DJ Quest on the ones and twos. You already know we doing what we do.
Respect the DJ. Respect the DJ with DJ Swift.
Yeah, boy.
Check. What's up, world? You know what's up.
Respect the DJ. The DJ with DJ Swift.
Now they won't grab a gun and come and get you. The ones who smoke blunts.
You're not tuned into the world's greatest podcast. Respect the DJ with DJ Swift. You know I be live on the 1 and 2's DJ Quest. Let's go.
Drug addict, low snapback with tattoo trapping. Rumors spread at me laughing. With Prodigy and niggas thinking I done hit the lottery.
Big shout out to our guest Mike Lowe. What's good? Probably
a Kurt Cobain, but didn't I gain every lesson necessary angles in it. OG now, look at me now. The rebound, the beat down, lady.
Salute to the whole Queen's Finest. Y'all, let's go.
Baggage out of life in a word fighter. Durango driver, my kinetic hit a Zippo lighter. Might have been stuck with them broke sippers. Had I not seen a way to Camelot.
Big shout out to the homie Geronimo.
Picture me rolling.
Let me correct that, Mike Geronimo. He's a legend, gotta say that shit correct.
Looking for that permanent smile, only
this was called Breakover.
Grammy on my shelf.
Exclusive.
Kush. It's the one that's DJ Quest. To stunt with you. Now they won't grab a gun and come and get you. The ones who smoke blunts with you, to stunt with you. Now they won't grab a gun and come and get you. Bet your mic won't slip. I say a prayer talent in the clip, yeah. And this is just the way that it is. The NYC, the way that it is. Yeah. We love the smell of napalm. The deity praise like I'm 8-armed. City street,
you know I'm looking to rock out.
A storm race against the time, a beautiful mind. This anomaly, unusual eye, and brutal with rhyme. It's so assignment, be clear niggas. Listen, I can feel it in the air, niggas. If the blast don't get them, then the wave will kill them. You unleash the Stephen King, you crave it in them. A slave women all different nights from here to Lebanon. Been the Don, system bags we can from Benetton. Jewels on them since home room, I aura that'll captivate the whole room. And I've been told we'll pop it over me knowing I couldn't fold. Just a cadet that rank up. I always be a frontline brother that was born to do it. In the studio recording to it. Kush, it's the one that smoke blunts with you, that stunt with you. Now they won't grab a gun and come and get you. The ones who smoke blunts with you, that stunt with you. Now they won't grab a gun and come and get you. Bet your mic won't slip. I say a prayer talent in the clip, yeah. And this is just the way that it is. The NYC, the way that it is. We don't do it for the grand, boy. We do it for the bands, boy. This money got me paranoid.
Big shout out to Hemi.
Do it for the band, boy. Hey, yo, Hemi. We do it for the bands, boy. Do it for the bands, boy. We do it for the bands, boy.
They don't wanna see it like I'm shining. They don't wanna see me rapping all these diamonds. Back of that back with the seats reclining. They just wanna see me sick on rap styling. Hey, turn them bricks, come on paranoid. Hey ho, we come switching androids. Had to fall back off a high G.
Remember what you heard is Respect the DJ with DJ Swift.
Bust down Cuban and it's Aviani. Shout out to the plug, you ain't gotta sign me. Come to the streets, they gon' co-sign me. Jet black, 7 grill looking Chinese. Got it out the trap, I'm gon' get it back. Heavy on them grams, that's a snap fact. These are type of bands that you kidnap. Know the robbers and the feds all on the snap.
We don't do it for the grand, boy. We do it for the bands, boy. This money got me paranoid. I can see him coming, what they hating for. Do it for the bands, boy. We do it for the bands, boy. Do it for the bands, boy. Do it for the bands, boy.
I'ma do it for the bands, I'ma do it for the fam. Used to trap about the hallway, now I pull up in them lands, boy. You and your feelings on that grand, boy. Designer fresh like Apple.
Big shout out to the homie Mike Booth.
Real,
Chick Big.
Baddie on my line, she gon' take it off. Thugged out Thursday, yeah, we taking off.
Hemi, what up, homie?
Drop with the ceiling off. Waiting on the low, drop a off. Plug on my line, yeah, that's brick talk. Ain't no trust for these, no. Ain't no trust for these, no. Chain spinning like a sandball. Biggest knife in the
DJ Quest.
See the swag dripping like a weak faucet. Pull up, hit the hazards, double
Respect the DJ with DJ Sweat.
Big shout out to Horror City. Black hoodies and Timberland.
DJ Quest.
Respect the DJ with DJ Sweat.
That's right, remember when you heard this?
Been a mastermind since my adolescent days. Way before the rapid craze, gun clapping grimy ways. Way before the cocktails, coke with the shiny glaze. Whipped it like whip a whip and wild style pie. Stay dreaming and scheming in them dead air prayers. Meaning, serve them feeding to get them kids fed. Executioner to my phone, Lucifer. Then the sky wide, disputing. Heavyweight champion, make them sleep like ambient. No matter what camp I'm in, I'm still a general. Certified surgeon.
DJ Quest.
Respect the DJ with DJ Sweat.
Swinging from trees, Tarzan, swinging on these. Weak MCs, scheming on my COD.
Black hoodies and Timberland, always scheming. Black hoodies and Timberland, all demented. Black hoodies and Timberland, always scheming. Black hoodies and Timberland, all demented. Black hoodies and Timberland, always scheming. Black hoodies and Timberland, all demented. Black hoodies and Timberland, always scheming. Black hoodies and Timberland, all
It's the
demented.
Punisher, 3 steps ahead of you, crushing ya. They loving ya till you dead broke and they dying ya. Fucking ya, you and your girl, but you stuck with her. In love with her, that's your downfall while you bluffing us. Ain't tough enough, ain't got enough bars to fuck with us. Ain't rough enough, ain't got enough scars, who touching us? Dim lights shine the hallways and corridors. I get paid off street life and metaphors. It's better for us to stay low in the deep forest. No voodoo, no kung fu with Chuck Norris. This ain't a movie, it's real life, you can't ignore it. I'm historic, metaphoric, she fell for it. The okey doke, neck choke, robbed and broke. I easy mark for the dark, it was murder she wrote. And I croak, all it took was
In a few moments, we're gonna get this dope interview started.
and scheming and fiending for dope.
Big shout out to Swift,
Timberland, always scheming.
Paris the actress,
Timberland, all demented.
our guest Mike Lowe.
Timberland, always scheming.
He's about to get a crack-a-lacky, y'all.
Timberland, all demented. Black hoodies and Timberland, always scheming. Black
This guy
hoodies
got
and Timberland,
plenty stories.
Black hoodies and Timberland, always scheming. Black hoodies and Timberland, all demented.
Shady characters, black
Mike Lowe's about to give us a scoop.
street codes on black roads in Wonderland. Cinderella and red bottom.
Remember to follow me at the original DJ Quest
But turned this to a wasteland.
on the IG, Snapchat, and Twitter.
Touch my hand hard to swallow. And five below, yellow brick road, too narrow. Body froze, ricochets of Cupid's arrow. Nobody showing me love, I struggle like
DJ Quest.
now I'm plotting and planning, I pack that black steel. I'm looking the shadows, scheming up a kill. Stomach growling, laying low in the alley, prowling. Moonlight
You
shine,
ready?
start howling. Footsteps approach me, it's Miss Jones, she knows me. Asked me to walk her home, it's too dark and lonely. On the way she told me she was sent here to hold me. Sit me down, show me the path and leave me holy.
Black hoodies and Timberland, always scheming. Black hoodies and Timberland, all demented. Black hoodies and Timberland, always scheming. Black hoodies and Timberland, all demented. Black hoodies and Timberland, always scheming. Black hoodies and Timberland, all demented. Black hoodies and Timberland, always scheming. Black hoodies and Timberland.
Respect the DJ with DJ Sweat.
Hey yo, what it do, man? Mr. Cheeks in the building, LB fam. Hey yo, shout out to my man DJ Quest. You already know, man. Respect the DJ, bitches.
DJ Quest.
Respect the DJ with DJ Sweat.
Big shout to the homie Rebel McMahon.
FD shit. Hey yo,
LES, stand out.
Versal.
Just run with squads of misfits.
This was for Attitude Era, featuring G. Willis.
The Bible told me watch for beasts who rock the 666.
Remember when you heard it first?
Respect the DJ.
It's all
DJ
but
Swift.
you gotta deal with extras. Judge
some street smooth shit right here.
Within your sector. Job, girlfriend, and fan, but there to test you. All these multiple choices, you know it's bound to just vex you.
You know I'm bound to impress you, cause I'm down for the pressure. You could trust I'm better in the clutch, so whatever's whatever. Kid, I'm talking, they ain't saying much, just a bunch of wag banter. Watch them run from the rap Black Panther, the last Grandmaster.
If I hit that gas, I roll right past you. Verbala, spit that fire, then roll that after. Hardships in my life, I wanna close that chapter. Being broke is a joke, but just hold that laughter.
Hey yo, you niggas tight whack, turn right back, this shit is a slaughter. Just a light match, throw a light tax, make you triple your order. Yeah, it's like that, how you like that, see me sipping the water. Alive when the night black, smooth like Mike Jack, flipping a quarter. Dip to the border, get with the bosses, sit and listen to Office. We ain't lifting no crosses, picture me hitting your bitch in my office. Your vision is garbage, swim at the fishes after I piss in your carcass. I'm swimming in bitches, dirty the dishes, you know I'm dissing their boyfriends.
Tints up, burning tires, twisting fire. I'm a level higher, whipping like a century prior. Fire, a nigga never needed big to light up. I just gotta get inspired. In a quick 16, I write up that ladder we ain't climb yet. My mindset, we gotta get rich. You know that time slim to prosper, you gotta take risks. I'm leaving games, so what I jotted was this. They cut some cloth, put it together, and the product was this.
For once, I wanted one teacher to walk up to me and say, you know what, Mr. McMahon, just go fight it out. Get all your grudge out.
This has got to be just the beginning of McMahon's master plan. I told you, Mr. McMahon is brilliant.
Who's got the balls to step into the ring with me?
One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. What's going on, y'all? We are live and direct here on Respect the DJ with DJ Swift. One, two, one, two. We live and direct here on Respect the DJ with DJ Swift. That is me. What's going on, y'all? We are here on SStreetMedia.com. We are here at S.STREET Media. We're live and direct on Ustream.tv/S.STREET Media. You can also find us on. Hello? Oh.
What's going on?
That was me. Sorry. I just heard something beeping. What's going on? You can also find us live and direct on that YouTube.com/S.STREET Media. We are here, and today on Respect the DJ with DJ Swift, we have a great show lined up for you. But first and foremost, let me just get everything under control. I am kind of nervous. I don't know what happened. I was fine like 2 minutes ago, and I can't even get through my opening right now.
It's that donut. It's that donut, nigga.
Yo, for real, yo, like.
There's that sugar in the donut, son.
Yo, here on Respect the DJ, we like to pay respect to the DJ, the turntablist, the mixer, the master, the cutter, the scratcher, the mood setter, the beat catcher, the AKA foundation of this thing that we love and call hip hop. And here today on Respect the DJ, we have a dope DJ that's DJ/producer. He has a lot of accredited work. He's done things throughout the 90s. He's done produced with some of the dopest lyricists and MCs in the game, such as OC. He did work with Pharaoh. He did work with Ill Bill, I believe, right?
Ill Biscuits, Seal Smooth, Nine.
I mean, look at
Das Effect, Lord Finesse.
Listen to that, people. We just starting off light with that. So understand who's in the building. We got Mike Lowe sitting down with us here today. What's going on, my brother?
What's good?
I had gotten corrected earlier. I was about to say DJ Mike Lowe.
Nah, it's all good, though. It's all good.
Wait a second. You speeding, bro. You didn't even ask nobody how was their day.
I was about to get into that.
I feel
See how she got off. She got off. She got off. She got off late.
Set routine now. We have a
remember what happened
routine.
at the 5 spot? He gets excited when the DJ's coming. He just be ready to just interview them.
But you see how she got like all like. But wait, you didn't ask me about my day.
Right.
That's Miss Paris, man. That's Miss Paris. But lo and behold, we have the whole gang in the building. Right. We got Miss Paris, my co-host, sitting next to me. Of course, we got my brother DJ Quest doing his thing. As always, playing that dope tune, setting off the show. How was
Doing
your
what
day,
we
Miss
do.
Paris? How you doing?
My week, actually, because I haven't seen you.
2 weeks, actually. It's been 2 weeks I haven't
It's been
seen
2
you.
weeks.
Yeah.
Right. You didn't even ask me how I was. I'm doing great, everybody.
Thank you.
Glad to be back. And yeah, I just like talking crap to these guys.
Yeah. This is what happens when you're gone for like 2 weeks. I don't
Yeah,
get to
they
see
forget.
You. And
They
so,
get-
how was everybody's weekend? I know Quest had a
Everybody
busy
shut up,
weekend.
Yeah,
Quest,
yo,
what's
big
up with
shout
you?
out to Blase Blah and shout out to Al Scratch.
Yup.
He came to a party I was rocking out on Saturday. It's an old school party, strictly old school, no trap music. Shit was fire, you know. It's a little technical difficulties, but we got through it, and the
Right.
night was dope. Everybody left drunk.
Hey.
You had Rob
Yo,
Lowe
Swift was there. He was there. He
Swift
knew
was
what's
there?
up.
Yeah, I came through low key. Wasn't getting drunk. I was drinking all Coronas.
When are you having that party by my house so I could come downstairs?
The 19th.
Yeah, there you go.
April
I'm coming
19th.
downstairs.
Yes,
April
yes,
19th.
yes. 19th,
April
I'll be at
19th.
Sweet BK, holding it down. You know what I'm saying, for Boogie Blind. Shout out to Cool KG. So,
Right.
Yeah,
next
man.
week.
Yo, that's a big night. You, Boogie, Cool K, Eric B. I mean,
Really?
yo, that's gonna be such a turn
Eric L?
up.
They,
Word up.
Yeah.
you know, it's so crazy. That spot, they get it popping. And I always be looking around the corner like, I'm going upstairs. Like, so I'm going to come downstairs.
Yo, it's
I'ma come
crazy.
downstairs.
It's vinyl night.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be serious that night.
You need to come through, too.
Final nights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I be planning on it.
Yo,
but
the
I-
food is
You know
actually
what's so
good.
crazy? Sorry to cut you off. Sorry. He's acting mad humble right now.
Right, yeah.
Like, I hate when the DJs do this. They be all or
We have
vocal
there's
and
a track,
all
there's a track
having
record.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
whatever do I mean?
Sir, the camera is on. I don't know what you're talking about now.
Whatever do you mean?
The feds is watching, sir.
Word, right. So yeah, man. Actually, Mike, I met Mike at Fat Buddha's about a couple of months ago. We actually spoke. We have seen each other a few times.
Yeah, passing. It's like,
Yeah,
what's up?
very-
We give each other the dap.
Yeah, he'd be like, yo,
what's good, son? All right,
you know
keep
enough of the same people
yeah,
I know.
Yo, keep it moving.
That's it. We actually spoke, and this dude gets busy on the turntables. Like
Thank you.
he said today, he does not like controllers. This man's always
Yeah, I'm old, yo.
Yeah, at one of your spots. I've been dying to ask you: do you bring your turntables out?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. When I was younger, I used to do a spot at this club down the block from me.
Okay.
And I used to carry all my equipment. And I had 18-inch speakers.
Wow.
Two 18-inch subs. That was like
That's the sound.
maybe
You was
over
carrying
the
it by
spot.
yourself?
Absolutely,
That's that
with a
90s
dolly.
shit right
That's
there.
that
With like
hungry
with like-
90s
Back in the day,
vibe.
that's how it used
They
to
was
be.
I'm talking
right.
wait, I'm talking 80.
That's even
Oh, okay,
hungrier.
okay. Thank you.
80
Please.
what?
80
I thought you was gonna
That
say
means
like,
that speaker
88, I was
was
7 years old.
huge, yo.
No, what I'm
Definitely.
saying, like fucking up my
You needed
back.
dollies and
Yeah.
shit
With
with
like
each one.
8 crates of records,
wildin'.
pair of turntables,
Yep.
and a mixer and my amp.
We've all been through
Up
that.
and down the hill, yo, to make $150 a night.
Wow.
Okay.
But
Well,
I
I would
was like-
carry them crates.
You was the
too.
man in the hood, though.
I was. That was the thing. I was
Yeah,
like,
It's not like now you couldn't just pick up a controller and download everything. You had to actually
I
go
think
shop
I-
for
you had to do your
records.
homework
So
on it.
I
the
think I was
DJ
like
was the
21 or
DJ.
22 and shit at
Yeah.
the time. I was like, oh, like, you
Nah.
didn't tell me nothing.
We've been through it. I mean, me, Quest and myself, we've been DJing together since like damn near high school. Since high school.
Since '96.
Yeah. See, why you gotta put a year on that? I said
96?
high school.
You got
could've
you
left
got
it
it.
at
Well,
that.
first of all, you got to put a year on
Grandpas.
because there's some motherfuckers that don't understand. Like
The
Well,
seniority.
So
they
let
look at
me-
you and they go, "Oh, I don't know who you are," so they start.
So
like, this
let me
happens
ask
with
you a
me.
question.
No, I agree.
With that being said, if a young person today came and said that, hey, I don't know who you are, what would you tell them?
Go okay. No, but I'm saying like some people say
That
it like
meaning they want to be an up and coming DJ and they really want to get into this and they're like, where do I start? Or, like, I don't know who you are. Can you show me
First-
something?
well, my whole thing is Allen Iverson practice.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about practice. I'm talking about practice. Like
Okay.
back in the days, it was all about DJing. Like my moms would make me plates of food, and I would sit them shits on the speaker and keep DJing and look up, and the food would be fucking
Because it done shook everywhere.
Nah, it'd be fucked up. It'd be like
cold.
Yeah, it'd be
nasty.
cold.
Like, oh, yeah,
yeah.
there was food there. I
And I'd be
forgot.
like, oh shit, I forgot to eat. Like it'd be 4 or 5 hours later, and
Oh,
I'm
wow.
still cutting up the storm. And then would be late for school the next day and then want to break out early from school so I could go home and DJ. So it was all about practice. And then I also think it's good to be around people that DJ, to either motivate you or to compare or your rub off because no one's ever taught me how to DJ. You know they got schools now for this shit.
They have
motherfuckers is making money teaching people.
I can make money off of this? Like just teaching?
Who inspired you to say, you know what, I'm going to be a DJ and I'm going to be the dopest?
For me, it was first it was a local neighborhood dude around my way. I used to live up in the Bronx, 184th and Marion. And before that, I used to live on 169th and Nelson, which was not too far from where Cool Herc used to live at. But I moved up to the Bronx, and I moved up to a cool spot because down the block was a spot called the PAL. And
Police Athletic League.
Oh.
For those that don't know about it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
The acronym for PAL.
You know you play sports or you worked with
them. You know what, though? I played myself because I said the PAL, like they go automatically, motherfuckers would know that shit. You went straight to it.
Police Athletic League.
So anyway,
do they have PAL anymore?
Not at all.
Nah, yeah,
not at all.
No, that was fucking Ronald Reagan. He cut all the programs.
Nah, actually, I gotta say, I think that was
Giuliani.
No, the saxophone. Clinton.
Yeah,
Clinton.
Clinton did us dirty too, yo. Everybody was like, Clinton was the first black president.
Yo, he did us dirty.
First of all, hold on. All of them do us dirty.
They
right?
do.
Barack
But
Obama,
let's not
he did
Barack
us dirty.
And his agenda was the LGBTQ community. But let's get back to Clinton, because a lot of people swear, oh, Clinton. Do you know what he did to the minority
First
community?
of all, gentrification is because of
exactly.
Clinton.
Not only that, the 3 strikes you're out rule
And
is
yeah,
because
and
of
mass
them.
incarceration
Mass
continued under him.
incarceration. When they say that you're a predicate, so
Predator.
to speak. No, predicate felon.
Predator.
I'm talking like I've been to jail, y'all.
Yeah, but
I
you know,
just
Hillary called young
Now
black kids super predators.
You got friends. You know people in places.
Yeah.
That's not. We can get super political if you want.
No, it's a DJ show. I know a lot of us DJs, we do get into that political conspiracy talk. We try to stay away from it here, but I mean, just touching on that, I mean, we usually try to get some hot topics in before we jump straight into
I can go left in a second.
Interview. But like Perry said, I am notorious for just jumping straight into interviews when I get to sit down with DJs
that he gets
and pick
excited.
brains. Yeah, I'm the worst.
Yeah, but before we get sidetracked, because I got to shout him out. It was my boy Sassafras. He DJ'd across the street from me, and I was like,
DJ Sassafras.
What's his name?
DJ Sassafras. That's a seasoning.
That's
actual.
I was my man though.
Now what happened with your man? Is he like where's
No,
he
no,
at?
he wasn't my man. I was a little kid.
Taught him. He was answering your question.
No. Wait. Right, because where did I start DJing and learn how to DJ? I was like maybe, this had to be like maybe 79.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Damn, I was born.
I wasn't even here.
Exactly.
Still in the ball.
You was still swimming. Or you was happy you was swimming. But yeah, when I first moved around my way, I came outside, and summertime, everybody, because you know, after the blackout of 77, everybody in the Bronx had equipment, son.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, that was
after the blackout. It was like, oh, it's
that
on.
Was big, yeah.
But I came outside and they was playing music, and he was cutting up breakbeat records, and I was like standing there in pure amazement, like, what the fuck is this?
And you fell in love with it.
And I fell in love with it, and it was me and my boy Rodney, he called himself RJ, and my other boy Rodney. I'm sorry, I gotta take it off today. And we started plotting to be DJs.
Dope.
That was it. It was, and
how
I
old
started
was,
buying.
How old? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
And then I started buying. I started buying records before I had equipment.
That's a
so
common.
that was
that's a
yeah.
common
It was,
DJ
and then I
thing.
would go listen to tapes because this is Cold Crush, fantastic era.
Wow.
Down the block, Dada Rock used to live down the block from me. Theodore used to live around the corner from me. Every now and then you see Flash walking through the block or Melly Mel, and it was like, oh shit, like your heroes are walking through the block.
That's crazy.
Like I can tell you one of my favorites because I'm old. One of my most fondest memories of going to the PAL, the Police Athletic League, PAL.
That's right.
And I went to see the Furious 5. I had to be like maybe 15, maybe.
Oh, wow.
14, 15 years old. And I saw Grandmaster Caz doing the hustle. with the Spanish chick in the middle of the floor.
Say word.
He was
moving.
Like moving, and I was like, yo, this is so dope. Like Flash was DJing, Cass was dancing, everybody was chilling, you know, niggas had braids in their hair.
Right.
I was like, yo, this is so dope. Like I was hooked from like you ever seen the movie Wild Style?
Yeah.
It was that times 10. And I fell in love with it. I mean, I fell in love with it before that, but those were moments where I was like, "Oh my God, this is beautiful."
So now you bringing up even Wild Style, I wanted to ask you because, excuse me, you were saying 79 and 80s and like these are crucial years in just the elements of New York City hip hop.
New York was
and
beautiful
everything.
back then.
Right.
We were more freer, or we were more free back then. I said freer, more freer.
More free. So now, I just want to know, as someone who lived it, did they even remotely hit it on the nail for the Get Down when it came down to this stuff? Because
that movie,
you being a DJ, like,
let me tell you
seen
something.
it.
That shit disappointed me so much. And I watched the first season, and then the second season, it got all agenda-ish on me with certain agenda-ish.
Oh, agenda.
Yeah.
Agenda-ish.
Like what kind of agenda?
The agendas.
What
When you watch
agenda?
certain movies.
Pushing it on the black man?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, you
When
know they
push-
do that a lot of the
they push a
interracial
lot.
dating agenda.
Listen, love is love. Yes, it is. Because listen, sisters ain't the most pleasant people at times.
We're not. We're definitely not. But
So
we're not
listen,
gonna discuss
after a while, listen. After a while, when sisters start turning you down for pussy, and other people start saying, "Hey, come get this," you go.
But
Nah, I can see interracial.
I
but
cannot.
man, it's good.
Wait,
Listen,
hold
listen,
on
no gender.
with the
Ain't no gender.
testosterone.
No. Hear me out. I can
It's
see
the
with the
women
interracial, but
that-
not gender.
Wait,
Not
testosterone
gender.
maybe.
Hold on. There's too much testosterone in here. Maybe it's the sisters that you choose. So
No,
maybe
no,
your
no,
pick
no.
button is wrong.
Hold on, wait. We don't want to go there because the
Brother.
sisters I was choosing were choosing the drug dealers.
Maybe your pick button is wrong.
I don't have a pick button. I don't have a game. I don't.
No, when I mean your pick button is like.
No, I pick nice girls. What do you think
I mean.
Wait. Who you categorizing
People
me
are,
at?
no.
What box you put me in
I
already?
had a wrong pick button. You know.
I mean, we all do.
We pick wherever we at in our life. I can honestly say this is true. Wherever we at in our life, that's the type of partner you're gonna attract.
Well, I picked the neighborhood girls that I thought would like me, and they was like,
They was from the neighborhood.
You
You
gotta get it
should have
from
picked
another
the bitch.
neighborhood.
You was uptown. You should have got a Queens bitch. She probably would have cheated.
I'm talking when I was in my teens. I wasn't traveling then.
Oh, you should have been.
Although I did.
should have
Listen. In my late teens, I used to travel. I used to come out to Brooklyn and fucking in the late 80s for chicks. Walking through the projects and niggas would be looking at me and I'm like, yeah,
Again,
that's right.
that's
I'm
the
going
wrong
to see
pick button.
But I'm just
That's
saying,
the wrong-
even still, I'm just telling you about traveling. I don't listen. I will travel.
Wow.
I will travel for. I used to Jersey City. I knew a girl that lived in Jersey
yo,
City.
Is that a DJ thing?
And
Because
hold on, wait. She would call me up at like, I mean, this is before booty call. She would call me up at 11, 12 o'clock and be like, "Do you want to come see me?" And I was like, wait, the phone would drop and then you hear, I'm sorry.
That's what happened when he
I'm sorry. And then you would hear a knock on the door and I'd be like, what's up?
Yeah, I'm here
He's
now.
smiling
yeah.
because he knows. When they call you.
Listen, I've done that. Yo, big shout to Kearney, Jersey. You know what I'm saying? I've been out there.
That's what I'm saying. When they call you.
Rutgers, you know what I'm saying? Rutgers
And
University.
women, y'all
big
know
shout
how
to
y'all
the-
are. But listen, growing up, the girls that I like, they like the drug dealers, niggas that was getting money, and they was way older, and now all them niggas is dead in the jail.
Right. Well, it happens.
Well, you know.
People had their own pick button, as Paris like to say. Yeah. So now.
See, y'all pick us.
We do. My grandmother told me that.
Y'all-
Choose
yo, wait.
when, who, and for how long.
Let me tell you what my sister told me. See, and you said women got half the money and all the pussy.
Wow. He just got everybody
Let
silent.
that sink in, right? They got half the money and all the pussy.
She's
I better
not.
make sure y'all tuned in.
So who's in control of what?
DJs, there's too many DJs in here.
I mean, listen, you can
And
speak
they
on behalf of the
take it
women. I
over.
mean, you can
Listen, I love and respect women. I love y'all to death. I just don't understand y'all.
I don't understand y'all need to learn. Let's get back to the music.
Yes.
Was there
So
any,
now-
speaking of that, was there like any girl back then that you could say you made like a mixed record
No.
or a mixtape for?
No.
You ain't do that?
I was
No?
practicing. I was
Have
just,
you ever did that?
Listen, hold on.
Wes,
Listen,
you
hold
made
on.
wifey a mixtape?
See,
Yeah.
See, hold on. Let me try to explain something to you though. The more girls turned me down, the better DJ I became.
Oh, you was like, fuck this.
He got
bitch.
isolated. He got isolated in the crib.
You are Aries for real. Like, you
That's
excited.
That's fine.
Excited.
Yo.
All right, that's all right.
Okay, so now, okay, let's bring this full circle. So after getting your practice, which led you to doing DJing, you got your production. You got production in early because
Here's the thing though. After DJing, I quit DJing because I got into a car accident with a truck, and then I wanted to be an engineer.
Wait a second, when did this happen? Because like
89.
So
89.
you DJed for like 10 years, and then you like, that's it?
89, I was going to see a girl.
Oh, Lord.
And I got into a car accident.
89, I was 8 years old. I was still.
New Jersey driving.
Yeah.
I probably. Come on.
New Jersey driving.
Yeah, so I got sideswiped by a truck, and it started.
Okay, stop.
All right, she got a thing with the soda. You don't like ginger ale?
Go ahead.
But yeah, and then after that, like it was harder for me to stand and practice. So I went to school to be an engineer, and then a friend of mine, he had an accident, broke his neck, and got some money.
Oh wow!
But he
survived?
Yeah, he survived.
How much money you got? Where you at now?
See how
come up.
See, she's picking. She's picking.
Picking wrong.
But yeah. So he started buying equipment. He put a studio in his house, and this studio became. Do you remember Premier? Premier had a compilation album that he put out back in the days.
The D&D?
No, before the D&D. It was before the D&D. I think it's, but I forgot. But G-Dep was on there. And he had a bunch of other people. He had a few other people on there. But it's a few. It's New York City something.
Okay.
If you look it up, it's one of like his first mixtape albums, and one of the songs Depp did, he did in my boy's house.
Nice.
It was an apartment. He put equipment in there, and I went there and I started engineering. But people used to roll up in there.
So wait a second. So you talking about you said like
this is the early 90s.
Early 90s. So you talking about ADAT, the VCR looking tape.
This was before ADAT. I'm gonna tell you, we had a Mac 2FX, and we used to record on hard drive before niggas was using computers. And then we went out and bought a Tascam.
New York reality check.
Listen, I'm telling you.
New York reality check.
Listen, this studio was infamous. Listen,
New York reality check was the studio.
No, that was the name of the album.
Yeah, 101.
Because he just looked it up.
Yeah, he looked it up.
Right.
Sir, the joys, Google.
Yeah. Thank you. But the song that Depp did, we did in my boy's house. His name's Jay Preach.
Head Over Wheels?
Head Over, yeah.
Okay.
Because I got some stuff.
That's what I'm talking about, Quest. Get on that job, boy.
Yeah. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Seriously.
I see that.
But yeah, people used to come up in there. Brand Nubian. Well, I met Dame Dash in there.
Wow, early Dame Dash.
Homegirl from this is early. This was original concept. He was young. Like he was young. He came up there with Ski. Homegirl from SWV came up in there. Homeboy from Brand Nubians. They had a group. I don't remember his group. Trends of Culture.
Yeah.
Trends of Culture. They used to come there and record. Dame's cousin Darren used to manage them, so we always used to hang out. But we did stuff in there and recorded. It was this was my boy's house. He used to cut hair.
What?
Because as you see,
This is my man. He was a super entrepreneur before niggas was really. He used to cut hair. And here was the thing. It was his mom's apartment. They had 2 apartments, and his mom's and them, they had another apartment in Manhattan. And one of the Bronx, they left him and his brother. And he had a big couch. He had a 55-inch screen TV. He had Nintendo, Sega Genesis. He would cut hair in the bathroom and had a studio in his room. And you would walk in there and you never know who you're like. Pudgy, the fat bastard. Was
Yeah, I
up in
remember.
there.
Yeah.
Tretch, Naughty by Nature. Like you would come up there and see niggas in there. And Malik Sealy, he was the ball player before he used to come up there and he was good friends with my boy Jay. And this studio was like a hood spot up in the Bronx. Like I used to record people from the Bronx. I mean from Brooklyn. They used to travel from Brooklyn to the Bronx to record.
Really?
And that's how I first started as an engineer.
Right.
And then I started producing because my boy Jay, he used to do R&B music, and he was like, "Yo, take these rap niggas off my hands. Like, I'll show you how to use everything." This was in the very beginning. He said, "I'll show you how to use all the equipment," and I used to tap away anyway. And he was like, "You could record the rap dudes, and you could do your music up here," and I used to do that, and that's how the Ill Biscuit shit happened.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I met one of the dudes. I was in there playing a beat, and my man Cam came in, and he looked at, popped his head, and he goes, "Yo, that beat is dope." And he was like, "Yo, I got these kids from Virginia. Would you mind working with them?" And I was like, "Sure, no problem." And he said, "Yo, this is what he said to me." He said, "Yo, I got $2,500. I want to put out a 12-inch." And then we got them a deal.
For one single?
No, we did 3. It was supposed to be 2 singles, and this is how I met Lord Finesse. Because Finesse was his cousin.
Okay.
So Finesse did 1, and I did 2, and we wound up getting him a deal later for $175,000.
Well, that's a lot back then.
So this one, right, and this was like 95. This was 95. So this was like when people talk, like the music game back then was very different.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to run up in Tommy Boy, we used to run up in Atlantic, we used to run I had a friend. He had a publishing deal with MCA, and we used to be up at MCA like every day. Like
Just
this is kid James.
For bread or
no, but they had a studio in there. We would go and record. We would, run up in there and talk to the A&R. Back in the days, you would do studio runs. You don't. The game has changed so much because we would do studio runs, and then we would go hang out. We go to Maria Davis. We would go to the Palladium. We would go the Tunnel before it was the Tunnel. We would go all these spots to hang out, and it was like, it's so different now. Like it was the music industry was the industry. Like it was a real subculture culture behind it.
Right.
Everybody was making beats. Everybody was rhyming. Everybody was running.
Everybody showed love back then.
And everybody, and it was a lot.
No disrespect. Everybody respected everybody and their craft.
And there was still competition. There was still.
But that's friendly competition.
But that's, now, even talking about that, because I know I started DJing in '94. My freshman year,
I was only 13.
I started DJing in '94. Right, and
listen, we're not checking IDs.
Right, you're over 21, you're good.
I'm only 19 now.
Right, so when I started, it was like when I was able to start getting around DJs from '94, '95, '96, it was you. When you linked up, you had to bring something to the table, or it was what you got, and it would be like a low-key DJ battle amongst the DJs without even declaring. It's just saying, "Yo,
dog, there was so much." I used to play beats for people sometimes, and when I walk in a room, I don't want to say his name. I remember one time.
His name. It's okay.
No, I don't want to say his name.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
But I remember one time when I started doing the Ill Biscuit shit, somebody was like, "Yo, who's this nigga?" Like. And I went in there and started playing some shit, and they was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, right.
Like, but people would start. I mean, people would play beats like, "Yo, here, you popping tapes."
Yeah,
it'd be the head bob, and I mean, I remember like hanging out with Finesse one day. I was in the studio, Juju from the Beat Nuts, Big Pun, Fat Joe, LES. And I'm playing beats for Pun, like, and he's like, "Dog, what is this?"
Pun.
That's crazy.
I miss Pun. I'm not even gonna lie.
What was that like? Like being able to, I mean,
dog, let me.
And this is Pun once he's already solidified, or
Pun
once he's on the way
I can tell you, my nephew loves this story. I remember my nephew came running in the house one day, and he my nephew had this little squeaky voice, and he came in. He was like, Uncle Mike, Big Pun is outside," and I was like, "Word," and I was like, he rolled up, and he was like, "Yeah, I came to get that tape."
Oh shit! Did you give it to him?
And I'm like, "Here you go." But it was like that's how it back in the days. It was like that. Like you would. I mean, I can tell you. I remember I ran into Jay-Z one day and was like, "Yo, dog, I do beats. Can I give you a tape?" And he was like, "Yo, send that shit to Rockefeller."
I love it.
I was like, all right.
All right, nigga,
okay.
And then he's
a
sad.
Yeah, I was like,
so it was like.
But I was like, I had already met Dame, and I knew, and it was like I had already did stuff. But it was just like when he looked at me, he gave me like the side look, like, "Yo, dog, send that shit to Rockefeller." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." You send no fucking tape to Rockefeller, so you can listen to this shit and be like,
"No,"
because I know other dudes that was infamous. I knew that
they would have people listening, like it wouldn't
listen,
even
there
be
was
the
a
main people. It would be the sub people listening to it.
The sub of the sub people.
I won't say any names, but there was a crew back then that was infamous. These are legendary producers that would take your tape and listen to it and go and find every beat that you did on there that may have been hot and did that shit over. And they pumped hits. They pumped out hits. I won't say their name, and you all know their hits.
I probably
But they worked there, and they was a group of them.
It's a whole squad of them.
Yeah, there was a tight screw, and they made money. But you would submit,
Puffy
and
was down with it.
they would do. That's what they do. They go, yo, submit your tape, and you would submit them stuff, and the next thing you know,
you hear something similar like it.
yeah, niggas would snatch your ideas.
Well, people do that now.
Yeah, they do that now.
Shout out to my man Melly Scuggs, yo. When you got 50 Cent stealing your track and making hits off of you,
yo, you wanna hear
know
something
it's
funny?
Real.
That's
what happened to my boy. Like that song that he did with Akon. That the 50 Cent and Akon song.
Okay.
My boy did it for Jaleel, who's the
word?
producer of the track. and he was so excited, he sent it out to them. Next thing we know, like 2 weeks later, we hear the same exact song, 5 instruments taken out, and they did the reverse version.
Yeah, they do that.
Because his song was I Won't, and 50's I Will. I still kill.
Yo, can I tell you a funny story though?
Kill. We did the hook and everything. That was exactly our way.
Yo, can I tell you something funny though? Not on that subject, but something different.
My stomach is growling.
50 is so, how can I say, his persona is so that I think it precedes him sometimes in a bad way. I got a boy that did a demo of him back in the 90s where the demo was dope, and he kind of sounded a little puffy-ish, but the song was dope. And I was like, and I shot him out, my man Tony L. And I was like, yo, Tone, why don't you put that out? He was like, nah, son.
Right, yeah, no.
I'm like, you scared, nigga? Come on, don't be scared.
Yeah, but you don't realize, like, I mean, in that kind of instance, someone with so much money, like,
dog, I was like, give me that shit. I'll put that
really
shit
gonna
out.
come out of that.
Put that shit out. Especially the way that he do other people. It's about time.
But even still, it's just to let the world hear. Listen.
Let the world hear it and let him hear the young him. And that might make
and it was
him
dope.
go back and remember the time and humble himself a little bit. Because I've always loved 50.
50's
Me
dope.
Personally, he's dope. I like his personality. But sometimes he do be like dragging it a little bit. Like you too far up.
That's
to
that
do
money,
that,
yo.
use something else
money.
to be influential.
Right.
Why do you have to like be like trolling niggas and shit? Like, come on.
Oh, but you know what though? Let me tell you something.
Do something else with your time.
He's funny.
No,
he's funny.
He is.
Yo.
It
He
is very funny and it's very
that Ja Rule
entertaining.
shit. I'm sorry, that shit was funny, yo.
But it's
when
true
he
though.
brought
Ever
out the,
since he came on the spot, Ja Rule was like, "What happened to him?"
But you know what? Though, even that show, I'm kind of fucked up that they killed him off on Power because he was.
Nah, but it don't
He-
matter.
he
could
was
die.
funny on Power,
He could
yo.
die, and then he probably come
50.
back. Kanan.
Kanan.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yo, he was
First of
funny
all,
on that
he
shit.
is smart. Let's talk about Curtis. Without 50,
All right,
Curtis is smart.
Right.
All right, we getting off the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talking.
But
what about 50?
Fuck that nigga.
Curtis.
Yeah.
God damn.
Fuck that nigga. Put that song out. Tell him put it out.
Word,
Nah.
drop
Yeah,
that
but
shit.
I'm just
Drop
like,
it.
for me, music, you supposed to let the world hear music.
That's true.
Like, if it's good and it's dope, like, the world should hear it. Like,
But also when it comes down to business, you know, playing devil's advocate for it, I agree with you on a creative standpoint. But
what we gonna do? Sue him?
No, he
for
might
a
sue
demo?
you. Yeah.
For what? He ain't
Nah,
got no
I don't
money.
think that 50 was
Yeah,
sued.
he wasn't
I
sued.
think that he would laugh at that
Yeah,
shit.
he would
think
go, oh
it's
shit,
funny,
this is it.
And
He
would
might
try
be
to
like, oh
buy
shit.
it from whoever.
Yeah, or he might be like, yo, like, yeah, like, let me buy it, or let me put this on something.
I
Like,
think
this
he
is
would
a demo.
Too. I do think so too.
Yeah, and it was
especially
a
from his-
dope song. It was a
Yeah.
dope fucking song.
You
But
still
my
got
boy,
it? Send it to me in the DM.
I don't have
I
it.
mean,
My
yo,
boy
we'll
got
play
it.
it
He
up.
won't
Tell
put
your
it
boy,
out.
look, send it to me in the DMs.
I want him to send it to me. But yeah, I don't know what we were talking about before we got sidetracked.
So now you started DJing in the 80s. You started doing production in the 90s, and now in the 2000s. I would assume you're doing a little
in the
bit of
90s,
both
I got
and-
back into DJing because of the Jungle Brothers.
Oh, okay, so let's
Yeah,
talk
'cause
about
I was,
How was that experience? Yeah, let's talk about the Jungle Brothers.
Well, this is like one of the best stories. So, like I was telling you earlier, I knew this kid, a friend of mine. God bless his dad, my man Pee Wee. Pee Wee used to know Sam and Mike and all of them, and at one point he was going to be Fife's DJ.
Who are the original members of the Jungle Brothers?
The Jungle
For
Brothers,
those who
yes.
don't know their government.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm acting like everybody knows.
Nonchalantly.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
yo,
Shut up.
that's my man up the block. You
know,
remember
yeah,
him?
Sammy, Mike. You know them
Yeah,
right
so-
there.
Little Day Day.
because of my boy Greg Pee Wee, I met Sam and I used to cut Sam's hair because I used to cut my own hair and I used to give myself blowouts. Remember the chemical blowouts?
Oh wow.
Yeah, I used to do that. So me and Sam met and we were cool. And then I got stopped by the cops one day and they was like, yo, how you get your hair like that? And I was like, really? But anyway.
Okay,
so
sidebar.
Yeah, sidebar. Me and Sam became friends, and then when Sam left, before Sam left, he introduced me to Mike and them, and I started rolling with them and was doing parties, like here and there. And then one day, Mike G calls me, my brother, I love this dude. He calls me, he goes, yo, Mike, Sam left, we want you to do, no, he didn't even say Sam left. He goes, yo, we want you to do these parties. He said, because Sam is not DJing for us anymore. So I'm thinking it's like for these parties, like around the way. So he goes, yo, I'm going to call you back. And I'm like, all right. So about 2 weeks later, their manager calls me, his kid Hassan. He's actually a tour manager now. I think he works with Rough Riders.
Okay.
But Hassan called me. He goes, yeah, so you got your passport? And I'm like, passport for what? He goes, Mike ain't tell you? And I said, tell me what? Oh, yeah, Sam left, and you're going to be the new DJ. You're going on tour, like, in a few days. And I was like, nigga, I don't have a passport.
That's crazy.
I was like, Mike didn't even tell me that. But then it was so dope because he picked me up. We went and got my passport. And I think we went around the States first. We did like 4 shows in the States. I think we did Minneapolis, LA, Miami, and then one more spot. And then we went to London. And for almost 8 years, I traveled around the world.
Wow. How was that?
That was the most beautiful, life-changing experience that I ever had because I met some of the most nicest people from all races and religions. I've been to China. I've been to Rome.
Nice.
I've been to Germany. I've been to France.
Tokyo.
I've been to Tokyo a few times.
Tokyo?
Tokyo was beautiful. I seen people coming there. I seen Japanese people coming there with tans, and they would go get their hair permed to get an afro or get it braided.
Yeah, I know they love.
And
us.
this was they take our culture and they study it. They break that shit down to the smallest. And it's kind of sad for us because we live it and we invent it. And we kind of like, we try and move on to the next thing. Right. Yeah, like it's almost like a fad. Not a fad, but they take it and they're like, it's like sacred to them.
So now, like, being able to go on tour during that time, what was the reaction? Because, like, in today's time with the internet, everybody's in tune right now. Back then, they didn't have the music, like, at their fingertips.
Oh, yeah, it was totally.
Like, when you go on the shows, what was it like? Like,
well, I mean, it's weird. It's weird from DJing in your bedroom to.
You basically went from local to like worldwide DJ
to DJing in front of thousands of people, like literally.
Were you scared?
No, that was the whole thing. I was never scared, and I never took it like. I can tell you a funny story. I can tell you a bunch of funny stories. But one time, we had just finished. We did this big festival, and it was Jamiroquai, David Bowie, bunch of other people.
Damn.
And I had just left our tent that we was in that was like maybe 10,000 people, and I went over to go see Jamiroquai. And I'm standing on the side, me and my boy Haas, and all these girls are looking at me. And I'm like, fuck is going on? And I'm like, and they like smiling,
at
looking.
You.
Yeah. And I'm like,
that's right.
Fuck, no, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm like,
DJ groupies.
No, right, yeah.
There be DJ groupie DJ.
Yeah, they are. Let them finish the story.
Yeah,
I like this. I like
but it was
going.
just it was just the thing that like I wasn't aware of what was going on, like what I had just did. And Haas was like, nigga, you just got off the stage in front of 10,000 people. Like,
is it an adrenaline rush?
No, it didn't. I'm not that type of person.
Okay.
Like I used to get off stage and walk through the crowd or like.
I'm sorry, let me rephrase. Being on stage with that amount of people, does it rush you? Even all you guys, even if it's not on stage, when you play that song,
sometimes
it's
yes.
gonna knock that
sometimes
shit.
Yes, but it's for me. It's a reflective moment. Like there's been times I've been DJing, and I'll be in it, and I'll look up and I'll see 10,000 people jumping up and down and waving their hands, or I'm doing certain. Or they're saying like. A lot of people give credit to certain dudes at MC and their stage performance is dope. KRS-One, Busta Rhymes. But if you ever watched Jungle Brothers back in the days, these dudes, or even now, I don't know how they do now, but because I haven't seen them now. But if they still doing with the same thing, like they would crack jokes. They would have like little dance steps that they would do to the music, like it was a call and response. It was like a nice show. Like it was
interaction,
a
more.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing to see, and like crowd participation. Af would jump off the stage, and like I had some of the most incredible moments, like where you would look and see people's reactions, and people would come up. I had dudes grab me and kiss me on the cheek. Oh God, I loved your show. It was great.
Music
girls
does something to people.
Yo, girls
Music
is like, yo, here's my
people.
number, and I'm like, word. Like seriously, I'm at, and I'm talking people nice. Where I met people where it was like, yo, what you doing after the show? And I was like, yeah, I got to go back to the hotel and get my clothes and find a laundromat and wash my clothes.
Like,
and girls was like, no, you can come to my house and I'll wash your clothes. And I was like, word.
I mean,
no, but it wasn't like that. It was nice. Like we were hanging out. Like we would hang out and talk and like seriously. I mean,
when was this?
This is in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. But a lot of this was overseas. Let me tell you something. Here's the difference though. When I be in the States, girls will look at me like, nigga, you don't DJ for Puffy, so who are you? And I'd be like, word.
Oh, that's foul.
But I'm
That's
saying that's
foul.
what I'm saying. That's what happened.
Never judge a book by
Yeah,
their
that's
cover.
what would happen. I'd be over here and girls would be more critical because they would be like, "Oh, you think you're somebody," and I'd be like,
"I am."
I've
bitch.
spoken.
No, I'd be like,
different
"No,
artists.
I'm just."
That's a common thing that a lot of people in music, entertainers do say, that I should say in hip hop, from some of the 90s artists that I've whether interviewed or just spoken to in interaction, that they're like, they get a bigger response
Out the
overseas.
DJ
Absolutely.
Color TV
Color
said that.
TV said
Yeah.
the same thing. He's like, yo, dude, when I'm overseas, it's a problem walking around. But when
he's also
when
a
I'm-
redhead and like. He's also a redhead
and if you ever
in the
watch Color
Philippines.
TV, yo, if you ever watch Color TV's IG stories
Yeah, I
when
do
he's out of
too, yeah.
town, yo, he goes to these spots like, yo, bro, that's sketchy. That's a sketchy looking. He's like, yo, best burger ever in Thailand.
Listen, I went
I
first.
don't know if that's real. What kind of meat is that, bro? Like,
Listen,
he's like, it's the best.
I remember the first time I went to East Germany, and this is Berlin, and niggas was like, "Yo, don't go outside, yo.
Yeah,
They told
Like,
you not
don't
to
go.
Did
Like
you go?
skinheads is." Of course I
As
did.
you
I was
should.
like, "Yo, dog." I'm gonna tell you another funny story in 1 second. But I'm like, "Yo, I'm from the Bronx." But I'll tell you a funny story.
Why New Yorkers say that?
I'm gonna tell you. Hold on, listen. Me, Jesse West, and Nine, we went to Paris to do a show, and we were sitting up in the hotel room late one night, and I was like, "Yo, dog, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go find something to eat." So Nine was like, "Yo, nigga, you going outside? Yo, it's late." I'm like, "Nigga, this is Paris. I'm from the Bronx. Like,
Bronx.
like, dog, I don't give a fuck."
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
Yeah, like-
because we was talking about out the country, what could you say was your best show in the States?
Oh, there's been a bunch.
What
I
would
could
you
tell
say
you.
would
I
be
could
your
tell you
most
one of my
memorable?
playing at the First Avenue.
Why is that?
Do you don't know what the First
No,
Avenue
I
is?
don't.
See,
No,
that's
put me
it.
onto that.
Okay. Did you see the movie Purple Rain?
Yes, I love it.
That's what Prince filmed part of his movie.
Really?
The First Avenue. That club.
Uh-huh.
Remember he rode up with the motorcycle in it?
mhm.
That's where they filmed. Yes. That was beautiful. To walk
love that
into,
movie.
look at the First Avenue. Just to be in Minneapolis. First time I was in Minneapolis was in the 90s. And niggas was still wearing finger waves, son. Like time. Like Morris Day in the time.
Yeah.
Little finger wave. What? Niggas are still dressing like that in the 90s.
Wow.
I was like, yo, he got this shit
On
a lot.
Damn, finger waves.
Finger waves.
That was
Finger waves and the
And you know he's referencing grown men. wearing
grown men and
finger
no,
waves,
and I'm not
bro.
talking about the early 90s. I'm talking
late
about
90s,
I could
early
tell you
2000s.
even a funny one. The first time I went to Milwaukee, it was like 97. I was like, do I smell Jerry curl juice? Is that an S curl? Like I actually smell. We went to a roller skating ring, and I could smell activator in the air. So
Wow.
that is
I got a wild for
Yo, he said I could smell
activator.
in the
Seriously, I can
air.
smell activator in the air. So
Yo, that's crazy.
Activator.
So now,
Zaz.
yo, that's nuts. So wait, because I want to touch on to some of your other tours because you've worked with many
OC,
many different
CL.
MCs. So pretty much most of the MCs that I saw that you did production for, you actually went on tour with them.
some of them, yeah. Well, for a short time, me and CL went out, and it was mad cool.
CL Smooth for
CL
you,
Smooth,
for
I'm
those
sorry,
who don't
I'm sorry.
know.
P-Rock and
Again,
CL Smooth,
very
yeah.
nonchalant about
I
his
did,
name dropping.
very
Yeah, I'm sorry. I always,
like we know them. Like you know
CL.
CL, you know.
What, the car?
Yeah, that's CL.
yeah, but I did not his last project. One of his next to last projects. I did like a bunch of songs on there. And before it came out, we actually went on the road. And OC, I did Smoke and Mirrors. But the thing was, after my boy Jay studio, I finally got some money from the Ill Biscuit shit. I put a small studio in my house.
Okay. So
and I used to have people come to my house. Like, well, Das came over. OC came over.
Das
Effect. I'm sorry.
I remember him when we was chilling.
Tragedy from Queensbridge came to my house one
Gaddafi,
time. Yeah. Damn, I almost forgot. Who's Akinelli came to my crib.
I remember Akinelli. That was the first nasty song I learned.
Oh, this is before Put It in Your Mouth. Yeah. Ooh.
I can't believe that's one of his biggest hits.
That is his biggest hit.
I know.
But I had a bunch of people come to the crib, and we would record, and we would and then from out of that, 2 of those people, I mean, they were already MCs that had status. Well, actually 3, because 9 got a short deal, and he put out the 12-inch because we did this Ugly.
Yeah.
And then CL, and then OC.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so stuff I did in my house, those are the things that led to like independent projects.
Oh, that's
okay.
dope.
Yeah.
So now that you brought it back up, you brought that name back up, 9. I've been running this through my head, and you're someone that worked with him. Do you feel what's the deal with him? When I see 9, I see DMX. When I see DMX, I see 9. What's the deal?
Let me say this to you. Do you know DMX's first song?
Very
Def
first
Jam?
song?
Born to Lose?
Possibly.
Quest, you can't look that up, Quest? Does he got a song called Born to Lose? If you look it up on your phone, he doesn't sound like the DMX that he sounds like later on. Yeah. 9 sound like that from the jump.
Right. I remember 9 back in the days.
Right. The thing is, how can I say this? I don't think they sound alike as much as they had a raspy voice.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they rhyme because 9 is a dope MC. Like he would rhyme his ass off and have.
Well, they
shit.
definitely have different lyrical styles.
Yeah,
they definitely have that.
But I think what was different is that DMX had the machine behind him. He had Def Jam, and he had Rough Riders. And when you get the machine,
Rough Riders was definitely.
When you get the machine behind you, it makes a difference.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So that was the thing, but and then I think after DMX came out, I think for some people it overshadowed 9. And then the song like 9 because he was on Profile. And I think after his second album, I don't know if he got dropped or he lost that deal. So I don't, when stuff like that happens, that determines.
But were they out around the same time? Because
no,
I don't
came
feel
out.
Like they were.
Well, no. Here's the thing: Born Loser might have came out either right before or after 9, like somewhere similar. But a lot of people don't know Born to Lose.
Okay, right.
Like he was on Rough House Columbia.
Well, that's like a lot of people don't know the RZA and the GZA wasn't rhyming Wu-Tang.
Well, he was
like
on
that
Tommy
before.
Boy, and then
they were doing other stuff prior to that. They were part of that New Jack Swing with that hip hop.
No, but what's his name had that "Ooh We Love You"
People don't realize
Rakim.
that.
What's his name was on RZA was on Tommy Boy, and he had the "Ooh We Love You" Rakim,
Right,
and the
yeah.
GZA was on Cold Chillin', and I got his album. His album was dope, and my boy Jess West did some of the songs. His album was super dope, like Geniuses. It was a Genius. His first album on Cold Chillin'. And I used to go, there's the dude I used to, damn, what was homeboy's name? Something J. But I used to run up in Cold Chillin' at one point.
Oh, man, okay.
But yeah, his first album on Cold Chillin' was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Tommy Boy was different with the "We Love Rakim."
Yeah. That was a whole different sound from when you heard.
Yeah, because when they came out with the
Woo
Woo
and everything.
Yeah, it was like, and to me, let me tell you something. You know what I think was a beautiful period? Stretch Armstrong and Bobito.
Oh, hold on. Before we even jump into that,
that was a beautiful.
Because I definitely want to talk to you about that. Because
and I don't know them niggas, but
era.
I love that show.
Yeah.
And I used to first of all, I used to listen to the Zulu beats on WHBI.
Okay.
Jay Blood Rock. See, I don't know.
I don't even know that. But hold on.
Hold
on. Before we jump even more into that, we gotta
go.
Oh, okay. Because we
gotta go.
We got to that time.
He gets, and let me tell you guys, okay, about Swift. He gets really excited. and he really loves the stories, and then he remembers his stories, and then the stories just go on with stories and stories.
Yeah,
and
trust me, I got.
stories.
You know what? Stop taking
And
jabs
it's
at me.
okay.
Yeah, I went through a whole bunch. I met a lot of people when I traveled for a while, and I did a few things. I'm not really known. Like a bunch of people don't know me.
Not like a household name.
Yeah,
but
I'm not like one of them dudes, but there are people that do know me.
Right.
And I'm respected by a few.
As you should be.
Right, definitely. But we are getting to that time. We're definitely going to have you come back up. So before we leave, if you want to give any shout-outs, please do. And also give information to where people can find you. You know, your
Social
IG,
media.
your website.
Yeah, I'm on
and all that good
Instagram.
stuff.
I don't have all that stuff. I'm like, I'm like the old dude that's still, doing stuff, but not really like young enough to be like, yo, here's my. I mean, I have an Instagram. I have a Facebook. It's both of them are Mike Lowe. I don't have like a website. I don't have my music up. I used to do that stuff, but it was just like
Put it on your gram whenever you feel like it.
every now and then I throw something up
Throw something up
people
there.
know. But
Throw it up there this
What
Sunday.
happened? Facebook stops you?
Nah,
Throw it up this-
you know what it
throw
is
something else.
when you're not running around hustling trying to be in the game because you're not really impressed by like I got to throw up this song because I just did this and it's dope and I got to let the world hear it. It's like, all right, let me throw this up for
Right. You do it for your own.
Yeah,
personal
for my
favor.
own little, just to let niggas know here and there.
Right. So please let them know again your IG, and then we're gonna let everybody go through. Let everybody know what's going on, and we out of here.
Yes, Mike Lowe, MikeLoe. I'm on well, actually, yeah, my Facebook is my regular name.
Oh.
It's my government.
Okay, so I mean, you don't have to give that out if you don't want them to
Yeah,
find
you
you.
hear me on Instagram.
Let them do their
Instagram
own
is
diligence.
Mike.
Find them on the gram.
It's Mike Lowe. Yeah.
That's what's up. Miss Paris, let the people know where they can
You
find
can
you.
find me at Paris, PARISSE _ the actress. And Twitter, I'm Mystique718. I'm going to get back on my Twitter game. You know what I'm saying? I'll be posting up on the Twitter so you guys can catch it up there. So even if you missed the show, whatever, you on Twitter, go check that out, Mystique718. And Paris the actress.
Nice. DJ Quest, let the people know what's
What
up.
up? Follow at the original DJ Quest on the Snapchat, IG, and Twitter. And it's gonna going down next Friday at Sweet BK. This Saturday
coming
night
outside.
going down to Hangar Bar 11. And should be popping up. Just check my G. You always change
Check it out.
I love how everybody's enthused about what they do. Well, I'm gonna let y'all know. Y'all can find me at DJ Swift 37 on IG. You can also find me at Respected DJ with DJ Swift. DM us, let us know what's going on, what y'all think of the show. What are some people you would like to have? What are some questions you would like us to ask? And also, do remember we got our game night going on. I'm going to be DJing.
Yes.
I'm
Don't
DJing
forget
for Happy
420.
Time Snacks. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Happy Time Snacks.
Yo, can I say one more thing?
Huh?
Winter is coming. Winter is coming.
Okay, will you stop with your Game of Thrones references? All right, stop.
That's a double meaning, y'all.
Get out of here.
That's a double. That's a
Happy
double
Time
meaning though.
Snacks.
We talking about
I tell
Happy
you.
Time
I tell you later though.
Oh, 420. That's an important
Everybody.
day,
Oh, 420?
bro.
Don't forget.
Listen,
Uptown
420 is
Canna
every
Company.
day, yo.
Yeah, it is. Uptown Canna Company. Big shout to our sponsors. I was supposed to say this earlier, but like I said, I was excited to jump right into the show.
Not only
But-
that, guys, it's 500 milligrams. Where could you ever find a cartridge with 500 milligrams? And it
Word.
comes in flavors.
Y'all,
Yes.
big shout out to Joe Fader. We're heading up there next. 5 spots. Head over there. Happy birthday
Word,
to
we got
what,
the
D?
Little Fame, got the Little Fame birthday
Yes,
party
sir.
going
MOP,
on. So
we're going to be up there.
y'all gonna see us in the building. We're gonna wild out with y'all. So once again, big shout to everybody, and always remember, love, be, share music. Peace,
Uptown,
y'all.
500 milligrams.